going on YouTube? Evil Foo here. This is Mother Foo. I'm at my mom's house. Daigoro's helping out because when I was a little shit kid, my sister and I, my Mother Foo, bought us a Commodore 64 when we were tiny little kids. Well, I was a tiny little kid. My sister was already an old lady. But we weren't poor or anything as kids, but we didn't have a ton of money. We're not as kids, so we didn't have any money. But my mother wasn't poor or anything, but we weren't rich by any means. So she bought us a Commodore 64 for, it was a birthday or a holiday, one of the two. And we had a black and white TV. So the first few months, at least, we had the Commodore 64. We had it hooked up to a black and white TV. I mean, I was a really tiny kid. I didn't know anything about playing games anyways. But my sister and I found out once we got a monitor, so like next Christmas, something like that, she bought us a color monitor, a Commodore branded monitor for the Commodore. And we found out some games, like my sister loved this game called Phantom of the Asteroids. And we found out we could never get very far in it at all. We found out it's because like a bunch of things, there's like color-coded doors and things like that, keys, and so we couldn't see the colors we needed. Everything was black and white, so there's different shades of gray to us. We had no idea. So anyways, I want to open this up over here. And I'll set this up at my own house later and get some gameplay footage and everything. I need to hack it and add a bunch of games to it and everything. But this is Mother Foo. She's not a gamer or anything like that by any means. She's terrible. But when we were kids, she would play, like, these were real simple games, just a joystick and one button. There was like a game called Moby Dick. And a lot of the games we had as Commodore 64, there was no real licensing or anything like that for these. So a lot of these games were like rip-off of other games. We didn't know they any better as kids. But we played a game called Ninja. I think that's what got me started into my evil ninja ways. But she played that. She liked the fact that you'd walk around, you threw like Chinese stars and do like jump kicks and stuff like that. But you could do a overhead strike with a sword. But when you killed the enemy, it went made like a little farting noise. She always thought that was funny, so she loved that. So she played that. She played Moby Dick. But I don't know why this came sealed, like hermetically sealed in plastic or something. Probably has COVID or something inside of it. I don't know. I don't have my normal tomahawk or anything because when we're traveling today, I got a fucking switchblade. All right, so we're gonna cut this open. I don't know where Daigoro went. Oh, he's behind me. So Daigoro and my mother's cat Bon Bon, who will not be on video anywhere because he's scared of people, they eat plastic. We gotta be careful with that kind of thing. And also, since my mother, she lives in a city, I don't want to say the city, so any weird fucking stalkers come over here and do anything crazy and have to come cut you up. But she has a See's candy bar house, so I brought some See's candy with me, but that's for me. Yeah, she's got her own bag. Okay, so Commodore 64. Now this thing sucked, by the way. I liked it as a kid, and I want this for nostalgia, but most of these games were terrible. But I'm looking forward to a whole bunch. So we're gonna cut this right here. And I'm not a professional unboxer, as you can see from my YouTube. I don't really do unboxing videos or anything like that. There's people that do much better unboxing videos. I just want to come geek out with my mom a little bit. But anyways, this comes with 64 old Commodore 64 games on here. I don't think it has any of the ones that we played as kids. Most of these games from reviews, I think. This came out a couple years ago. From reviews I've seen, like, most people aren't impressed with most of the games that are on here. But I'm going to download pretty much every game that's ever come out for the Commodore 64 once I hack this thing. And they updated the engineers of this, or the designers of this, or whatever, updated the firmware. You just have to download a link for it, and you can play any like .64 file or anything like that. So any Commodore game basically will work on this thing. All right. That's pretty cool. Looks like a weird shaped shoe box. Oh, wow. It's way smaller than I thought it was going to be. That's awesome. So the real Commodore had a working keyboard. This just has a fake prop keyboard. Like these keys don't work or anything like that. You have to do a virtual keyboard with the controller. But that's exactly what the Commodore looked like. But that is really tiny. Very, very cool. What else do we have in the box? USB power cable. Oh, USB controller. So this is a controller. It has buttons on it. It has a bunch of mode buttons and everything. Like you can pull up the menus and the virtual keyboard and stuff like that. But kids these days don't realize these are like the same buttons, just in two different spots in case you're left-handed, right-handed. This is it. We had one stick and a button when I was a kid. So that's pretty cool. HDMI cable. Quick guide. You don't read when you get these things. And that's everything that's in the box. So I'll actually set this up over here at my mother's house and play some of the games that are on there, and then I'll take it home and hack it later and get all the cool games on there. But thanks for watching, and say hello or goodbye to the world.
Thank you.
All right, bye. Hey, just quickly, I've just moved my mother's TV stand out here. I'm going to plug this TV over her TV here. But real quickly, I just want to show you guys. This is the HDMI cable. This is the shortest cable, and the USB cable is the same length. There may be 3 feet total. Those are the shortest cables I've ever seen with one of these mini systems. That's crazy. Another cool thing I just want to show you guys real quick before I get into this. When I plug this USB in, the little red LED power light came on. I know I'm a geek, but that's pretty cool. I don't know if you can see that on the camera or not. It's right there. My mother has a Series S for streaming. She, Netflix and Prime, HBO, all that kind of things. So I put that on top of it to give you guys the size. So that Series S is tiny. So now you see how small that mini system is. All right, got the controller plugged in. Like I said, I'll do a better video once I get home, do some direct capture. So I just plugged this in. We are going to speak English today. Let's see, none of those do anything. So I'm hitting this, 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 maybe this. There we go. All right, Alley Cat. So it has 64 games on it. I'm gonna try and go through. Okay, there we go. Man, this old controllers feel so bad. Alley Cat. Let's see if I recognize any of these games. Probably not. Anarchy. Avenger. Ooh, that's a ninja game, it looks like. I don't know, the graphics are pretty bad, but it looks like a ninja. Basic. So Basic is the programming language. You can actually program your own games on here. Back in the day, you could get like codes, lines of code for magazines and things like that, and advertisements, and you could actually, if you punched in all those codes, it would take you like hours to do it. But if you did it, it would actually load up an actual working game. It's pretty cool. You can program your own games, of course. So this was actual, a mini computer. It wasn't just a game console. But it's way more famous for being a game console. Boulder Dash, that's a famous game. Break Dance. Those graphics, that's pretty much what I look like right now. California Games. So California Games is a big game. We didn't have this as a kid, but I know that's a popular one. Chips Challenge. Look at those graphics. The PlayStation 5s and the Xbox Series X's can't do those, boys and girls. Coil Cop. Confusion. Cosmic Causeway. Cyberdyne Warrior. Ooh, Cyberdyne Warrior looks kind of cool. Cybernoid. Cybernoid looks very graphically similar to the Phantom of the Asteroid game. Cybernoid 2. Deflector. Destroyer. Everyone's a Wally. I don't know if Wally is some kind of euphemism or not. Let's see. Fire Lord. Gateway to Apshai? I don't know. Gribbly's Day Out. Heartland. Herobotics. Highway Encounter. Oh, one game I really want to download is, there was a game called Canes. It was like a cowboy game. I loved that game as a kid. And then the Aliens game. The Aliens game was actually really good. The loading times were terrible, though. Hysteria. Impossible Mission. But yeah, mostly I just bought this thing so I could hack it, since you can put all the Commodore games on there. Impossible Mission 2. I.O. Jumpman 2. Look at the upgrading graphics between the original and the sequel. Way better than modern games. Like, this is the original. And then look at this. Bam! There's like different shapes and everything. That's incredible. Mega Apocalypse. Mission AD. Monty on the Run. Netherworld. Nodes of Yesod. Man, old games used to be, like computer games were the same way. Name some really weird things. Paradroid. You had to be a real geek to make games back in the day. Pit Stop 2. So that's why there's so many geeky names, I think. Ranorama. That looks like a Gauntlet ripoff. Robin of the Wood. Silicon Warrior. Skate Crazy. School Days. Snare. Speedball. Speedball 2. Spin Dizzy, Street Sports Baseball, Street Sports Basketball, Street Sports Soccer, Summer Games 2, Super Cycle, Sword of Fargle. You're a fucking Fargle. Temple of Asphalt Trilogy. So, is that a different one than there was Temple of Asphalt earlier? So that's 3 of them? I don't know. Ark of Yasud. Look at a lot of, what's this? Massive thanks to all those who influenced and backed the Commodore 64. Enthusiasm has been originally alive. La la la. What's this? Is it a video or something? What is this? It's a black screen. Look at that. Well, I think these are people that backed this on Kickstarter, probably. Or maybe the programmers. I don't know. Could be both. So hitting this little menu button right here brings this up. So you can do like save, load, virtual keyboard. Virtual keyboard is how you would program in like BASIC and things like that, or games that require keyboard, and it's over there and can do whatever you want. It would take forever to program BASIC using this joystick and button. I believe you can actually plug in a USB keyboard into this thing. I have one in my house somewhere. I'll have to go find it. Thing on a spring. That is what I call my penis. Tower Toppler, Trailblazer, Uridium, West Bank, Who Dares Wins, Duh. Winter Games, World Games, Zynaps, Alleycat. So that's it. So I didn't recognize any of those. Never played a single one of these as a kid. I find a simple one here. Mother Fu could try it out. I mean, these are all pretty simple probably, but some of these are really complicated. We're going to play this Gribbly's Day Out. Rescue 8 Griblets on each of the 16 levels, taking them to the safe cave before the creatures do. The Psynet constrains Gribbly Grobbly in his mission, but also protects from Sion the Blackborian. The Psynet can be switched on and off during the game. Round up the Griblets hiding behind rocks, over lakes, and the floating islands to win. Do you want to try that, Mother Fu?
Sure.
Okay. So I think we just hit A. Oh, another thing. This cord is super short. All the mini systems I've played so far have super short cords, it seems like. Yeah, so it turns out, unfortunately, there was no sound working on the Commodore 64 Mini. I couldn't get it to work. I tried 2 different HDMI cables. So I just gave up. I tried factory reset the system. I powered it off for a while. Nothing helped. No sound came out at all. I think the whole time that I was in the, because I later found you could push a button on there to turn the music on and off, the menu music. So I thought maybe I had it muted or something, but I didn't. The sound just wasn't working. So I just got home a little while ago. I wanted to get this uploaded and work on this. I'll try it out. I looked it up online. I couldn't really find any answers. Somebody said they tried, a lot of people were playing these on monitors for some reason. I don't know. But they were talking about different monitors and things. But one guy said he tried it on his TV at his house. It didn't work. He took it over to a buddy's house, tried it on his TV, and it worked just fine. So I'll try and put it on my TV here later. I got to go to bed because I have to go to work early in the morning. But yeah, so I'll try that out tomorrow. I may end up having to send it back to Amazon, which sucks. But it's not a big deal. They have them in stock, so, and these are cheap too. So it's yeah. Thanks for watching. Sorry I'm a mess right now. Like I said, I'm getting ready for bed. But remember, if you ever need to use your kung fu, make sure it's evil.
I hate to see you go, but I love to watch you leave.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks. Don't mind me. I'ma just grab my stuff and leave. Excuse me, please. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out.